Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Bowhunt or Die. Here we are already, episode number 13 and over 1 million views already, Justin, for season 6, which is amazing.
Yeah, so thank you to everybody who's been tuning in and watching the show. It's amazing to see the growth over the years.
Yeah.
You know, we're in our 6th season now, almost halfway through, and steadily growing. So we appreciate the support out there from everybody, and we're looking forward to another great fall. I mean, guys, the fall big game seasons are just getting going. I mean, we're not even open here in Illinois yet, but we got a bunch of animals already hitting the ground.
One of the things that I really enjoyed about the last episode, Justin, of course, was watching you shoot a buck, which was very good to see. But, you know, it's not often, guys, that I have an opportunity to get footage of Justin's garage, which was great to see. It's amazing some of the things that I saw that have actually gone missing from our warehouse. Actually, real quick, I want you to join me as I went out to fix my bow this morning. I had a little adjustment I wanted to make. You know, I've been shooting, just making some final tweaks, and it's amazing the number of tools have gone missing from our bow.
You are so full of it. It's not even funny. Well, but let's watch then. Let's do this.
Are you kidding me? This is what I get left. Is one Allen key set to do my bow adjustments. Well, guys, as you can see, apparently I'm just going to have to go to Justin's house to work on my bow from here out because
I took everything home to protect you from yourself.
Oh, there you go.
Because you're not a qualified bow technician, so I didn't want you to mess anything up and then, you know, not shoot a deer this fall.
Whether I'm the most qualified bow technician or not, my arrows do usually seem to find their targets. So
that they do indeed.
I'm going to leave it with that.
With Todd's humor for this week over with, we are going to jump right into our first hunt. Todd, we've got Mike Pearce, who's actually heading up to Canada, across the border to shoot a black bear. It's a pretty cool hunt, so let's take a look at that now.
Hey guys, Mike Pearce here with bowhunting.com. I'm getting ready for my first ever black bear hunt / family vacation right now, and I've got to wash all my new scent clothes and everything for this year. So I just wanted to show you guys one of the things that I like to do is I take my scent eliminator and I spray everything down in the room. I spray the washer, dryer, etc., clean it all. I also bring my own towels with me that I wash in scent eliminator anywhere I go so that it's all clean. So throw it in there. Throw your laundry soap in there, take it all out. Make sure you use a scent tight bag when you're storing it so that when you travel it doesn't get full of car odor, okay? Other than that, have fun. See you guys soon. Okay guys, it's about 3:30 now. We're 2.5 hours into our trip up to Canada. We made our quick stop, filled up with gas, grabbed the kids something to eat, let the dog run to the bathroom, back in it, back at it. So we'll update you guys throughout our trip on the way up and let you know what we're doing.
I might be sweating, but it's all contained inside my set lock. Here we go. I'm up in Ontario, Canada, on my very first black bear hunt. I am hunting over a I'm hunting over a bait station. I've always wanted to do a black bear hunt. I've got 2 main trails where these bear have been coming in, is what he's telling me. Again, I've never done it before, so I'm not 100% sure what I'm looking for. I just know my bait can is right there at 20 yards, and if a big bear comes in and presents me with the shot, I'm gonna shoot him. At my last light, I did everything I could to get as much light into the camera as I possibly could, but I haven't seen any bears yet.
Okay guys, so it's my second day on my first black bear hunt here in Ontario. And tonight they're gonna let me use their Ranger to drive out to my own bear stand and get it baited and readjust my lone wolf and then get set up, and then I'm gonna drive the Ranger back out maybe about 100 yards and then sneak my way back into the stand.
Okay guys, here we go. Day 2 in the bear stand. I adjusted my stand a little bit so that I can get a little bit of a better shot sitting down. And I put out all my own bait today. Sprayed a bunch of Tinks glazed donut to help attract them. And I can use it as a wind check. My wind is finally falling away from the bait. Yesterday it was blowing right over the top of it. It's day 2, guys. Day 3 starts tomorrow. We'll get a bear before we go home. Okay, guys. Day number 3. I'm in the same stand. I'm fine with not getting a bear. I'm okay with that. I just want to make sure that I'm doing everything the best way I can to make sure that my opportunity is because I did everything the right way. Well, that's the end of day 3 for me. Unfortunately, I didn't have a bear come in again. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I know that this was their heaviest hit bait station that they've had. They had, I don't know, a few bears hitting this one really good one that was pushing, they were estimating he's going to be about 500 pounds. It's a little depressing, but it's still been a great time up here. So it's going to wrap up day 3 for me. Well guys, it's day 4. I'm up in the stand, and tomorrow's my last night if I don't get a bear tonight. I was going to move from the stand location, but came and checked the card this morning, afternoon, and this morning at 8:30 the big bear that I originally came up here looking for was here. So hasn't been touched in 3 days. All of a sudden he shows up at 8:30 in the morning today. We're hoping he comes back tonight, so we'll see. So gonna kind of just play it by ear and see what happens. I don't know what just happened. the bear came walking down the driving trail. They never do. This is the bear I came up here to kill. I'm upset. My first shot was right here at the barrel, as you guys saw, and I shot down below him, and my arrow was right down here by the barrel, and he ran off about 24 yards and just stood there licking and licking and licking. And I got on him, and I had a small window. I mean a small window in there. And I put it on him. And he ran off. But I'm pretty sure he's down and out. I'm super excited, disappointed in myself for not making the proper shot the first time. But this has been an outrageous adventure for me, once in a lifetime. Bowhunt or die, guys.
Okay, guys, so Jamie, I met him up on the road, and we're gonna go in and see if we can find this bear. From what you guys saw, the first shot was low, he was laying down, and then I had to make a longer shot through some pretty thick, heavy cover. So we're gonna go in and see if we can find him right now. So
take a look at the blood trail, see what we have.
yep, let's see. This is where I shot him the second time.
Okay. Looks like it went this way.
Yeah, he went that way right through there.
There's the broken string.
Here he is there. That's him.
Well, I see a knock. I don't know if I see a bear.
No, right here, Jimmy. What's that big black thing right there? That's a dead bear.
Yep, that is a dead bear.
Guys, we found him. It was a pretty short track job. Luckily, my equipment did its job. I failed on the first shot, but my equipment didn't. Okay, guys, today is my 5th day. Last night was my 4th sit-on stand trying to get my first black bear. And I was fortunate enough that we were actually going to change stand locations last night, and Jimmy and I ran out and put my camera arm and stuff in another tree in an area they call Paris. And on our way back, we decided to stop at the bait station that I had been hunting and check the stealth cam. And lo and behold, the bear that I came up here to shoot was there at 8:30 in the morning. So we got back and talked about it, and Jim and Jamie both said I really need to go sit in that stand. So we ran back out to Paris, pulled my set down, ran over to this area, set it up. I climbed in the stand, and about 7 o'clock, this guy came walking in. Unfortunate, as you guys saw, my first shot wasn't a good fatal shot. It was just a wounding shot, and I was pretty upset with myself. But fortunately, this bear only ran off about 24 yards and stood there for a while, and I was able to get another shot through a little bit of thicker brush, but I was able to get it in there. And he only ran off 20 yards and it expired there pretty quickly, and we were able to recover him. I can't tell you guys how excited I am and happy that I got my black bear, but again, I'm pretty disappointed in myself with my first shot. So it was a great experience, and I think a lot of you guys should get up here and give these bear hunts a real good try. It's been a blast, and nothing but being welcome from the people that are up here. So Bowhunt or die, guys. We'll see you soon.
Well, it's been several years, Justin, since I've been on a bear hunt. I mean, I have gone bear hunting in Canada before, and I mean, it's totally different when you step out of your regular element and you enter into more of an outfitted hunt where you're doing a little bit less self-work, and you're counting on your guides and the data that they're pulling in. In that case, having the stealth cam, knowing that bear moved in there, and making that switch at the last hour, paid big dividends.
And it's not very often that you go on one of these types of hunts and you're truly targeting an animal. I mean, I think Mike said, this is the bear I came up here to kill. Well, I mean, the reality is he would have shot any good bear that came in.
Right.
You know, the particular people he was hunting with had been sending him pictures of that particular bear. And sure, that's the one you want to shoot.
Right.
You know, that's probably the biggest one they had coming in. And fortunately, it worked out for Mike. I mean, and you got to give him some credit for perseverance. I mean, this is the 4th day of his hunt. I think it was like the first bear he was, maybe not the first one he saw, but first one he was able to film. Comes right in, you know, just like clockwork, right to the bait. You know, gives him a good shot. As Mike said, you know, he didn't make the best shot, you know, on that first one, and it happens. I mean, sometimes,
hunters.
yeah.
We've
I mean,
been
well,
down
people
this
just
path.
don't realize, you know, the amount of stress that we put ourselves under when you're going on these hunts. And I talked about it a little bit last week during my hunt, but I mean, you're traveling thousands of miles, you're paying a lot of money, you've got a limited amount of time, and on top of that, now you're trying to film it, you know, for the show. So I mean, it just adds all this stress and this pressure.
And I'm even going to put the frosting on the cake. He's got his wife and his 3 kids there. I'm going to tell you right now.
There's a lot of
I wouldn't be able to
outside.
pull that off.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of outside factors that go into it. You know, he didn't make the best shot. He got super lucky. He talked about it. The bear didn't run very far.
Right.
He was able to get another arrow in him and put that bear down quickly. And Todd, it was a big bear. I mean, 375-pound bear. I mean, that was a big black bear. So I mean, congratulations to Mike.
Yeah.
It was a heck of a hunt.
I know he's already been at home making sausage, and I mean,
Oh,
he's,
yeah.
you know, going through the whole program.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to trying some of that when Mike gets all the bear process. So congratulations to him. Looked like an enjoyable and a fun hunt. So next, Todd, we've got the official beginning of whitetail
my
season.
2016 season, huh?
Well,
Here we go.
2015,
16. Oh, I'm
you're-
getting ahead of myself. Sorry. That's my
Todd's
fault.
just so far ahead of the rest of us in the hunting
that's
world.
not
But
true.
he's a year ahead. But 2015 season, kicking it off up in Wisconsin.
Man, I mean, it was a great start. Let me not ruin any of the excitement. Let's dive into the footage.
I didn't even have a chance to do my first interview. That was perfect. That's exactly the direction. Either that way or the other way. They come right to this spot here. It'll be great setup for self-filming. Nice window. Time to catch them and they coming in. I mean, how else can I ask to start my 2015 season? A doe on the way in and now a doe on my first sit. I can't complain about this. I'm set up. I'm in. Just making sure all my camera gear is dialed in. I want to go to full draw a few times, make sure I got all the kinks worked out. But, oh, that was fun. I mean, that's what it's about right there. Hunt number 1 is over. I thought for sure the last hour was going to be unbelievably good because it was so good when I first got to the stand here, but apparently not. shoot one way out here in the swamp. There's no way I'm dragging this thing out this early in the season. Why couldn't that be a buck? I wanted you to know. I just don't want to drag it out of the swamp. Well, I can't complain about that. I mean, I had some just awesome encounters this morning, but nothing big, no big bucks. And I'm not shooting a doe out here in the swamp. I just don't feel like dragging it back this far out here. I don't have any help, and it's going to be a lot of work to get it out, so. All right, figure out an evening game plan here, and see if I can find a doe tonight. That's going to be the plan. Well, welcome back. My third hunt here in Wisconsin. Basically, I was hunting over there last night. Saw 3 or 4 doe come right through this pinch point. So you know what? I moved right on them. You know, I don't care how many years I do this stuff. I'm still just as pumped as day one. So here goes. Just out of range, but at least they're moving around. Still got the wind at my favor, which is good. I just don't like when they do what you don't want them to do. They're supposed to come that way, not that way. Well, that's where I did have my stand, but that's not a shooter. was awesome. $5. Boom. Right underneath the stand. Could have shot all 5. Where's my doe? Oh man. The does were here yesterday. I guess the bucks are here today. I wanted a doe. Oh man. Right there. Bowhunt or die.
Well, for those of you that watched the last episode, Todd talked a lot about acorns and them being a hot early season food source. So, I mean, you did exactly what you said you were going to do. Found the acorns, went in, hung a stand, and there you go, man. You had deer in shooting range.
Well, and I think that the real note to take from this, first of all, is, it's funny because I was actually at my house and Tommy stopped over at my house and we were talking about acorns. There's a big difference in acorns. Guys, it's like going to the candy store. You know what? Right. There's this kind of candy and there's this kind of candy. And at the end of the day, these deer really love the white oak acorn. That is by far what you wanted. And if you pay attention to the stand where I'm at full draw with that buck, you can actually see the acorns in the tree. It's a white oak. It was the tree. There was 5 bucks under that tree. And for me, it's all about having all the cameras rolling, being at full draw, and in my head, it's like I'm at full draw and I'm going camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, Tacticam is dialed in, and it's like that buck would have been my buck. It just wasn't the deer that I wanted to shoot. It was a great deer. There's plenty of people in Wisconsin who believe me, I got text messages because I sent that photo out to a bunch of people, and they're like, I would have been done. What are you doing, But it's okay.
But that's why we hunt. It's an individual thing. We all have our own standards and the type of deer that we want to shoot. It's just, there is a certain feeling of accomplishment you get when a plan like that comes together, even if it's not a deer that you want to harvest. But you're at full draw, your pin's on them, you could shoot that deer if you wanted to. It's a good, successful hunt feeling even without shooting a deer. And to get back to what you were talking about with all the cameras running, you guys are starting to see Tacticam footage show up in our show. And it's something we haven't really talked about a lot to this point, but for those of you who aren't familiar with the Tacticam, this is a camera that you can attach to your bow or to your gun or even to a tree or wherever, that ultimately was built by hunters for hunters. The purpose of this camera is to help you guys who don't want to lug the big cameras like that we take with the camera arms out there and be able to film your own hunts.
Yeah, and Justin, let me just stop you there real quick. I was able to use it on all 3 of my hunts, and I'm going to tell you right now, guys, the battery life was fantastic. You push one button, and when you're holding your bow, it makes a buzz, and then it makes a couple of additional buzzes, and then you know that it's actually filming. Right. It's got a light that blinks to tell you that you're actually filming. I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to capture your hunts this fall, a couple times what I did, Justin, is I just turned the camera on, and I put my bow right out, and just follow the deer just to be able to, I wasn't planning on shooting that deer, but I just wanted that footage. And you can start capturing that footage. So
yeah,
we want to get to the point where you're sending us some of your Tacticam footage. I want to see people, we always get these photos, but I want to see some Tacticam footage.
Yeah, if you guys are out there and you're using a Tacticam, definitely send the footage in to us. We'd love to use it in the show.
Yeah.
But as Todd said, I think the one, there's a couple different, points of this camera that make it different than some of the other point of view action style cameras out there. And the biggest one is that, it's a much narrower field of view and it's a 3 times zoom. So the problem with a lot of these cameras that we've been using is they have these wide angle fisheye lenses on them, right? Which is great for capturing, if I wanted to film this entire studio we're in one shot, that's great. But when you're out in the woods and you got that thing strapped on your bow, you get a deer that's 20 yards away. It is so tiny in there, you can't even see it.
No.
So trying to film your hunt with it is basically useless. The Tacticam was built to solve that problem. It's a narrower field of view. It's more zoomed in so you can actually see the animal and see your shot. So if you guys are looking for an easy way to film your hunts this fall, definitely give the Tacticam a look. And then, Todd, what do we got coming up next? We're going to stay in Wisconsin.
Well, next we join up with Big Deal Neal. Neal's been with us for many years, and, he set a goal for himself. He wanted doe. He wanted a doe. He wanted meat, and let's see what happens.
September 12th. It is the opening evening of Wisconsin's archery season. I'm
I'm hunting by myself this afternoon. We decided to all split up. We got 3 hunters out. It's a beautiful evening. The wind's dying down and shifting. It's gonna come out of the south. It's kind of westerly now, and it's gonna shift. Just came up this big block of hunting. Basically going for broke. I'm hunting a bedding area, big thicket. Big bedding to my left. And then I got a cornfield in front of me, obviously not picked. And then I got more thicket kind of up and above me, so I don't know, we'll have to see what happens, but I'm optimistic. Hopefully I can get it done. Bowhunt or die. Alright, little update. It's about 5 o'clock. The wind has shifted the way I want it to, which is good. It's pretty quiet, but the wind's blowing this way now. Right across my face. That's perfect. Hey. Yes. Go down, baby. Go down. Be quiet, she's right there. Oh yeah. That was awesome. Look, I'm shaking like this a buck. Oh man. Yes. I just got down from my stand and found the arrow. And this is a beautiful sight. Bright red, lung blood on the arrow. Tip to tip, complete pass through. Oh man, I am pumped. Let's go find her. I'm gonna go around this big pile. Nice and easy, I'm pretty sure. I saw her crash right in here. Big bright red blood. The arrow. You can see the white belly out right here. Nice and legal. Beautiful doe. Nice big healthy doe. All right. Well, this is the end of a fantastic hunt. We got this doe drug out. There's a big steep hill and a creek, so I wanted to get her all kind of cleaned up and out where you can see her.
She's a nice, big, healthy doe. I made a great shot, and yeah, it was a fantastic evening. I'm happy to be on the board this early again. It's a good omen. So now comes the big bucks. Bow hunt or die, Pepin County.
You know, Justin, there's not a lot to say about this hunt. I mean, it's a classic early season hunt.
Yep.
You can see all the foliage. I mean, he's back in the woods. And you know what? I mean, it was a big doe. I'm still, since last year, I'm still on a quest to shoot a doe. And I mean, look at my even hunt from this year that we just talked about. I mean, I'm still trying to shoot a doe, and I have not been able to successfully shoot a doe. So
I have faith in you that you will be able to shoot a doe
All right,
before
well.
this season is over. But, you know, like
But you
Todd
know what I'm
said,
saying.
yeah, I mean, it's just a classic early season hunt. Doe comes in, Neal makes a great shot, got a complete pass through. I mean, he is shooting a kill zone broadhead. I know we've had a couple guys on our forums recently actually make comments about like, hey, we watch Bow Hunt or Die all the time. I know a lot of the guys are shooting kill zones and they don't get pass throughs. Well, here you go, guys. Perfect pass through all the way through the deer, stuck in the ground, blood on the fletchings. There's not a whole lot to say. It was a great hunt. Meat for the freezer. Got those preseason, you know, early season jitters out of the way.
That's key. I
He's
mean-
all dialed in and ready to shoot a buck.
Right. Well, and I'm probably going to get in some trouble right now, but I mean, speaking of the forums, I mean, you know, Justin, I know you and Mike Fitzgerald and Dan Richardson. We got a great team lined up there. We got a lot of guys who work hard in the forums. I mean, it's always been a thing that's been growing great and a great resource for content and information. But I know we got a little new thing coming out here. I know I'm way ahead of the thing here, but let's go ahead and share it so people can be prepared for what's
yeah,
coming.
I mean, we are going to be publishing an app here shortly in both the Apple iTunes store as well as the Android marketplace that's specifically for our forum. So you'll be able to download the bowhunting.com app, install it on your phone, and you'll be able to log in and post and read threads and basically participate in our community right from your phone, which is pretty neat. And you know, I think one of the coolest things is going to be we have a thread in the regular bowhunting.com or bowhunting talk forum that's live from the tree stand, and it's all of our members just posting updates live from their tree stand as they hunt throughout the season.
Well,
this thing's going to go a couple hundred pages, but it's photos of guys where they're hunting, you know, different areas, you know, different times of the year. So I mean, it's a pretty cool thing. You can do it right from your phone.
Now, what I've heard, it is free. So guys, if you do go to download this thing and for whatever reason it asks for money and it's going to like Justin's secret account that I don't know about,
Got to get paid somehow, man.
yeah, just let me know, okay? Because I would like to know.
Fork over the money, Graf. So that's all the hunts we've got for this week, guys. Of course, we want to take a couple seconds here to thank some of the folks who sent in their trophy photos for this week's show. Wes Munson,
Mitch Kashoop,
Carter Mason,
Eric Walzer. Congratulations, guys. Those are some great trophies. Now, remember, we upped the ante here. Not only do we want to see your trophies, we also want to see
Tacticam videos.
footage.
So yeah, if you guys send us any Tacticam videos of deer that you've harvested, we may actually use them in our trophy photo section. So get out there and film your hunts. Todd, that's all we've got for this week. I know next week, coming up, we've got our first whitetail harvest of the year. Paul Morrison over in Kentucky.
Well, it wasn't our first whitetail harvest. I mean, Neal was first.
Our
but
first
this is
whitetail buck harvest. I should be corrected with that. We should also be corrected if we're going to go on the correction route. You know, a couple weeks ago when I wasn't here and Tim guest hosted, you guys said it was our first big game hunt of the year. Not true. Dustin shot a bear this spring, which was our first big game hunt of the year. So
Well,
I'm correcting you on that as well,
Well,
since
I'm-
you corrected me.
and I'm also, just so you're aware of this, I am contacting Amy, and I am going to go over to your garage and pick up the rest of my supplies that used to be in our warehouse.
You think my wife goes in my garage and knows where my tools are at?
No,
she's
letting
like
me-
allergic.
She's letting me in your house is all she's doing. So,
well, I told her not
and
to
you're
let
not
you
going to
in.
be there, so don't worry
I'm
about
going
it.
to text her real quick. Don't let Todd in if he comes over.
Hey, listen, with that being said, guys, I mean, we're running out of time. I mean, okay, I'm being a little crazy with that. But I mean, really, I mean, start shooting your bows more. This is it. I mean, before you know it, it seems like, I mean, I can't believe how fast these weeks just fly by. But I mean, October 1st is going to be barreling down on us for all you Illinois residents. I know you're going to be
Well,
chomping
it's not
at the
just
bit.
Illinois. I mean, you got
Well,
Iowa. You got a lot of
Iowa.
states, you know, that are October 1st opener. It isn't just
Sorry,
us. So
I was thinking about myself right now in Illinois. I'm sorry. I've got a couple big boys that I'm trying to knock down before Justin gets them. So
interesting. So
I
that-
told him I wasn't hunting where he is, but maybe I am.
Oh, well, maybe I won't share my trail camera photos with you anymore. That's all we got for this week, guys. We will see you next year, or next week.
Next year.
We'll see you next year. We're out of here. No, we'll see you next week right here on Bow Hunt or Die. Be safe out there.
For more exciting action, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and receive live updates from our team members as well as the latest happenings in the bow hunting and archery world. Be sure to share your photos, stories, and experiences as well. And don't forget to pick up your official bowhunting.com and bowhunter gear by visiting bowhunting.com/gear. We have a full selection of hats, shirts, decals, wristbands, and much more.
Today is September 12th and it's hot, so I've decided to go only in scent lock base layers out to the stand. It's an effective method, along with loafers, of tricking the deer into thinking you're not a hunter and then striking when they least expect it. That's your tip of the week. Bow hunter die.